Welcome back to Nerdrotic Live. My name is Gary Beekler. I come to you from nerdrotic.com. I also come to you from the Nerdrotic channel, my other channel. It's a little bigger than this one. And I am live in San Francisco, California. And I just returned from a screening of The Boys pilot episode, an uber secret VIP. I believe it was a test screening. So that was pretty cool. And the reason I was invited, because I know the executive producer and co-creator of the series, Derek Robertson. He is a good friend of mine, and he was kind enough to invite me. He invited me this morning. I had to clear my schedule, drive 4 hours in the rain to Davis, California, to watch it in a Regal movie theater, and it was very interesting. My wife's hair's on the mics. Great. Very interesting seeing a pilot episode in a movie theater because you get to hear the crowd reaction. This will be spoiler free. So YouTube, I have permission from the representative from Amazon to give this review so you can monetize the video anytime you like. And first off, the guy was okay, but Amazon Prime, a little advice. If you're going to have somebody running a test screening and they ask for everybody to give them questions, make sure that person has a personality and really likes to talk to people, because he looked very irritated and just wanted to go home. Everybody loved the episode. I loved the episode. Was it perfect? No. And part of the problem is it's made for a streaming service. So it's a pilot. It's supposed to introduce your main characters, and it does a pretty good job of that, but it does not introduce all the boys. Now, of course, it doesn't do this through the course of the comics, but I think it would be a little important, and this is the only complaint I have, to see the other members of the boys other than just Huey and the Butcher, who we do get to meet. And the Butcher is played to perfection by Carl Urban. And I love Carl Urban. I love everything the guy does. And he's in one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, Dread. Please go see it if you haven't. It's a completely underrated movie that needs multiple sequels and won't get them, and that sucks, but that's life. So The Boys, it differs quite a bit from the comic. Quick history on the comic. The comic was originally produced by Wildstorm, which is a DC comic, but they found it to be a bit too spicy for their taste. So they allowed Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson to shop it around, and they shopped it to Nick Verrucci at Dynamite Comics, and he was smart enough to pick it up. Nick Verrucci at Dynamite Comics usually does property stuff. He does very few original things, and that was one of the smartest things he did, picking up The Boys, because it truly is a great comic book series. It's got a lull in the middle, but it ends great, and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It runs quite a few issues. I can't remember now. 70, I think. So to show my receipts, I got my F Soups hat here, and I didn't redeem my popcorn because I wanted to keep this. So yes, The Boys. This is a graphic novel. Another reason. Okay, so I put hashtag no shill because I know the co-creator and executive producer, and just because I'm actually in the 4th volume of the trade paperback, issue 24. That's me and Russell Burns. He was my manager at the Comic Outpost at the time, and I play a racist warehouse worker there. I'm wondering if Derek really likes me, because I've been in a few of his comics, and I always end up either dying or being like a racist. So what's up, Derek? But the episode. So it differs quite a bit from the first issue. If you've read the first issue, the only thing I will say, and again, this is spoiler free, there is one scene, one single panel that defines this entire series. I won't say what it is, but it's the marvel, for lack of a better word, of comic book storytelling, of sequential art, as Will Eisner used to say. And why, to me, it's the greatest medium ever created. Comics are my thing. They're the thing I love the most, aside from my family and my sobriety. And there's one panel in this, in the first issue, that had to be in the show. And Derek Robertson even said it had to be in the show, and it's in the show. to perfection, and it sets the tone for the entire series. And you guys know what I'm talking about who've read the comics. And it defines Huey. Now Huey was based Derek likes to base all of his the visuals of his character, and Garth does too, on either movie stars or friends. Like the editor from Transmetropolitan is our mutual friend Mike O'Brien. I'm in a few comics. Our friend Chad is a psychoanalyst in issue number 4 of The Boys, and but we don't get any cameos. So that scene is in there. The 7 are there. Starlight is there. The casting is perfect. So the only drawback I have on this is you're seeing one episode of a streaming series, so it's meant to be binged. So they fully assume that you're going to take in at least an episode or 2 or 3, and they left a lot open, but they established enough to where you know what's going on. The characterization is really, really good. There's you know what, the superheroes, the action feels a lot like The Tick. So this is like a very, very, very dark version of The Tick. It was extremely funny. It's extremely tragic, and it is a very dark look at superheroes. So in the world of The Boys, and I'm just giving information that you know from the trailers here, the superheroes are dicks, basically. So just imagine our modern celebrities and just give them superpowers, and that's what you have. There needs to be a counterbalance for this because they are corporate celebrities, and they basically can get away with murder, and they all have very dark secrets. And I won't tell you what any of them are, but there's a couple of scenes that, well, we've all imagined Ant-Man doing this one thing, haven't we? Just this one thing. It's so unbelievable. And imagine if Mr. Fantastic was gay. Yeah. So, or maybe you don't want to imagine. It's not something I really wanted to imagine either, but yeah. So really funny scenes, really good. I highly recommend it. If you already have, listen, Amazon Prime is probably something you want to get anyway for The Expanse. The Expanse will be on Amazon Prime. The Tick is already on Amazon Prime. They're going to have a Lord of the Rings series. So it's already worth having anyway, that you might as well have it for The Boys. And they are going to be a major player now with all of these really, really good shows. So this doesn't come out till July 26th. I didn't realize that. So there might be changes made to this pilot. And they did say that. Derek was there to introduce everybody and everything. And his name is plastered all over it, which was just great to see, because I know he's been working decades in the comic book industry. And he doesn't draw a lot of he does, you know, he cut his teeth on drawing superhero books, but the stuff that he owns is very edgy, like practically independent work. And, you know, he's done Transmetropolitan, he's done The Boys, and these are just great, great stories. So I look forward to seeing multiple seasons of this. As dark as the subject material is, it's still funny. And Carl Urban plays the Butcher in a way that I didn't really see it that way in the book, because, you know, he's, oh God, who is he based on? Robert Shaw. The Butcher's based on Robert Shaw, who is not with us anymore. So seeing Carl Urban play it the way he did was great, and it's perfect. And I'm forgetting the actor who plays Huey. So Simon Pegg's in it. Huey's based on Simon Pegg, but Simon Pegg plays Huey's dad. I'll look it up real quick. IMDb, if they have it in here yet. And then I'll get to you guys in the chat. I can't answer many questions. I can only answer like general questions. And I'm really freaking tired. I just drove. The rain was unbelievable. Yeah. And normally it's like an hour and 20-minute drive. It took me 4 hours to get there, but an hour and 20 minutes to get back. It was only an hour episode. So holy crap. I don't know how many people have seen it, have reviewed it. Let's see. Nothing's in here. Yeah. Okay. So Elizabeth Shue, Carl Urban, who plays Huey. There he is. Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid did a great job, like a really great job. He actually is what sold me on he's like the one like real human element in it. Um, and yeah, he's a tragic character, we'll just say, and he plays that very, very well. And I think better than Simon Pegg could have played it, to be honest with you. And he's a bit of a youngster. God, he was born in 1992. He was born in 1992. Good God, I was 22. So let's get to the chat here. This is going to be a super long one. Going into Thanos's butt. Perth Comics. Now, I wasn't thinking of that. But I mean, that's one way to think of it. Nihilist Shadow says the Tick is great. The Tick truly is great. Yeah, really, Derek. What the hell? Gary, awesome for the live stream. Be able to be a little quieter. Cool that you can do this. Yeah, I have to be. Everybody's asleep, and even though I own a house, my neighbor is like I could throw a pebble and hit his house, and he can hear me. So yeah, really, it's worth it, guys. Now I'll tell you honestly, even though my friend worked on it, and that does compromise me a little bit. If it totally sucked, I would tell you. My channel is very important to me, and Derek and I are good enough friends to where he would understand. Nobody's work is ever perfection, and he didn't write any of this, or he just executive produced and was a consultant on it, and they really made him part of the deal. So that was cool, and to see him and his wife, and he brought both of his kids, and his kids are old enough to watch the material, and just to see them just geeking out, and all the sacrificing like his wife has done. You know, all the days Derek was like just broke AF and drawing comic books and grinding, and to see it pay off is awesome. To a really good person. Carl Urban is he's brilliant. If I was a director, I would cast him in everything. Hey, let me get to a couple of these super chats. Do give me just a second here, folks. Sorry, I was not prepared for those at all. Oh my God, I'm so going to bed after this. I got Game of Thrones videos to do. I'm so not. Actually, I have one half done, and I was supposed to have it done today, but this thing popped up. Send the boys around. Yes, Peter Davison, send the boys around. So what are the boys? The boys are a loose-knit organization to balance the superheroes, to keep the soups in check, punch them in the mouth when they need to be punched in the mouth. And Huey even asks in the comic book, how do you punch a soup in the mouth? And Carl Urban's just kind of, I got my ways. William Jenkins, thank you for the $20. Hail Gary. So I just watched Game of Thrones season 8, episode 5, and my reaction is, what the fudge? I know. Welcome to the club. My hair is gray now. Thanks, HBO. The only thing they've done right this season is the Hound. I read the books. WTF. I know. I did too. And a lot of people tell us, well, the books are different, and they are, but you're supposed to capture the spirit of the books. And that's what this does. You like that segue right there? The show captures the spirit of the boys, which is biting satire. And really, it's a perfect time now that the MCU has ended. This is almost perfect for it. You know the Watchmen movie, the movie that I like it. I know a lot of people don't, and I love the comic. The comic's one of the greatest things I've ever read. It came out too soon. It came out way too soon. And honestly, I'm kind of over the whole deconstruction of the superhero thing. But this plays so well with the with the MCU ending, and then you watch Endgame, and then you watch The Boys. It's pretty funny because it is quite a biting commentary at Disney. And that was my favorite part. I have to admit, that was my absolute favorite part. So Elizabeth Shue runs Vought, and she's the corporate representative. And yeah, some dark things happen in this episode in just 1 hour. And that one scene I'm talking about, the series defining scene that sets you on the path, is horrific. and done to perfection. And it had to be done that way. Because the one thing this show is going to show you, it does what Watchmen did, but it's funny and it amps it up. So, because you listen, in the Watchmen, technically only one of the Watchmen had superpowers. Like in this one, just think there's a bunch of soups with crazy powerful superpowers who go unchecked, who can do whatever they want. Oh, and in this world right here, you can't you can't sue them or anything. So they have autonomy from the law. Slapping Disney is good as much as possible. Catherine Greer says, saw the trailer for The Boys. Can't wait. It is, horrific is good. Sticky V, horrific is good. And it was quite a pleasure to see. So great that Derek Robertson had got to see some traction. Transmet and Spider are tattooed on me. Manic Boy Productions, that is brilliant. I will let him know. I'll get him back on the channel sometime in the next month or two. I'll get him on the main channel, and we'll have probably right around when Boys premieres, we'll have him on, and he can take your questions and stuff. Are the special effects in the show too shaky cam? I don't want to get motion sick from something I actually want to see. Good question. Alavarine Imakara. Sorry if I screwed up that name. No, they're that's where they're a lot like The Tick. The Tick, I don't know how they do it, but they make their special effects. They're not shaky. They're very clean and clear, but they make them look just funny. What the superpowers are there's something like too ridiculous about them. Like they're so powerful. There's one scene where one superhero just tosses a guy and he starts talking to somebody, and then like a good 30 seconds later, the guy falls behind him. It's so God, it was done so well. Yeah, so it's definitely, you feel, even though I don't know if anybody involved with The Tick worked on this. I don't know. It just feels like it. Flexo. Oh man. So great. Your half done review of Game of Thrones is still more done than your half done review of Game of Thrones is still more done than season 8. Thank you, Matthew K. The next video that's coming out is about you. It's about you. It's about the fans. Because that's what I've been thinking a lot about what the main channel is about now. Because we used to like just cover TV, but it's not about that anymore. Honestly, the channel is whatever is on my mind about pop culture. I mean, that's basically it. But it's news, but more commentary. It's just commentary and it's fan interaction. That's completely it. It's by a fan for the fans. And honestly, I'll have Derek on because he's my friend. I have no interest in interviewing any creatives ever on this channel. Zero. I'd rather bring one of you on and talk to you. And we're going to do that more. We're going to start doing that with our patrons. We're going to just bring you guys in and do live streams. And that's what it's about. Lobo was my introduction to superhero deconstruction, I guess. Loved him back in the day. Lobo's great, Warren. Love Lobo. I'm sorry what they're doing to him in Krypton. What's up, Tito George? How are you? How's it going? And Mike Brown is in here, and Sticky V, Catherine Greer, Princess Leia's Buns, Manic Boy Productions, Euler Greg. What's up, Euler Greg? Dr. Venkman is in the house. Does Billy carry a crowbar or a bat? Crowbar. Well, at least in the first episode. Is that a spoiler? You never know what a spoiler is. I mean, I could just say Carl Urban has a beard. Spoilers! I don't know. Sent you an email about Game of Thrones White Horse. Did you see the areas White Horse was just the toy little girl was holding? We can, however, still dream for that level of depth. Maybe, but yeah. I mean, I think that was just symbolism. The White Horse was Harry Strickland's horse, homeless Harry Strickland, who was the leader of the Golden Company. And the reason I call him homeless Harry Strickland because he's an actual character with a personality in the books, and not just some guy who runs for his life and gets killed. Fondle that finger, fondle that like button. So I'm late. How was The Boys episode 1? So it was very, very good, but I needed a little more. So the thing is, with a streaming series, you are meant to watch multiple episodes in one sitting. So but I guess they leave you wanting more. I felt very satisfied at the end. Carl Urban played the butcher to perfection. Huey was played to perfection, but we don't see the other boys. So I don't know how that's going to play out. Now, we did meet the 7, and they are foul, except for one, of course, Starlight. And she is great, by the way. Played very well. And wasn't it one of the guys from Vampire Diaries plays the Deep? He was great. Yeah, and the Homelander is great. And yeah. Now, Black Noir, we don't know much. He's reading a book. In this one, we don't see much. William Jenkins, hey, Gary, as a joke, when are you moving from SF? I heard that the streets are full of puke. You're welcome. You'd be welcome in Oklahoma. Also, Golden Company has elephants in the books. They do. They do. The Golden Company is fierce, and they were founded by Bitter Steel, who was from an offshoot house of the Targaryens called the Blackfires. Yeah. So it was fantastic. And I want to see more though. And I would tell you if it wasn't, even though my friend did it. And I really think you should watch it, but it is a hard R, full, there's nudity, and then there's lots of gore, lots of hideous gore. But that's the whole point of it. I mean, it's here. Here's my shirt. I'm going to give you make sure I got to be looking at myself when this happens. So this shirt was given to me by Derek, and it's a guy getting his head smashed in. It's not one I wear all the time, but that is my boy's shirt. That's pretty much what the show is. So that's not for everybody. If you're looking for more lighter fare, then go for The Tick. The Tick's one of the best shows period ever. It's pure fun. But if you're a fan of like the Venture Brothers, you'd probably like The Tick and The Boys. Du Bois, everything you figured minus the baby splitting, minus that. Yes, Mr. Roboto, minus that. Thank you for the $2. It does look like Captain America's beard. It does. Just woke up. It's 8:08 a.m. in the UK. Well, good morning to my UK friends. Good morning. Top of the morn. It's midnight. 8 after 12. I was watching, you know what? I was watching John Pope on Sci-Fi. Have you watched any of the Sci-Fi shorts on Dust? I have not, but I will. I was watching a Sci-Fi video, The Boys in 2 minutes, and our resident geek at Sci-Fi introduced the video. Search the video, please. He introduces the creators of The Boys as Grant Ennis and Derek Robertson. Yeah, Grant Ennis. I didn't know Grant Ennis. That must be Garth's brother. Grant Ennis. Yeah. Would I be out for being on a live stream, being a creator of my books? No. We're gonna create a tier on Patreon where I'm gonna do a sponsorship tier and a plug tier. Catherine Greer, watch Comics Division live stream earlier. Very enlightening. Have you seen the Daily Dot article about Endgame ruined by straight agenda? CD talked about it. Hilarious, but so sad. Oh my God. My life has been Game of Thrones in the last 3 weeks. Just ask Mrs. Neurotic. And I'm like so backed up on other videos. I finally got a Star Trek one out today. I will check that out. I will definitely check it out. There's 2 comic videos that I have backed up that I have to do. So no, it's not. It's no Titans, Mr. Roboto. No, this is quality television. Like, this is Amazon. I am so encouraged. I am so freaking encouraged. You know what? There's not one iota of in this show? Politics, because it's a biting satire on just over corporatism. Listen, I love me some capitalism, but when companies get too big, that stops being capitalism, turns into something else. That's what it's a satire. It's a satire of superheroes. It's a kicking Disney in the balls, in my opinion, quite a bit. It's very much you'll see when you watch it. And if this is what we're getting from Amazon, then I'm absolutely encouraged. Absolutely encouraged. And the female characters are like normal. Oh my God. Starlight is normal. It's a normal character, a human being. I was like so happy to see that played to perfection. I forgot. Let's give the actress her respect. Okay. Her proper respect, because she was one of my favorite things in it. Give me just a mo here. Aaron Moriarty. Aaron Moriarty is kind of steals the show. Not kidding. She is great in this. So acting is top notch, directing is top notch. It's very much feels like the comic book. Carl Urban is the Butcher in one fracking episode. There's a pretty good fight scene. There's some stuff that's going to make you laugh in horror. And there's going to scene. Okay. So the scene that I'm talking about and I'm still not going to tell you what it is. When you see it in the comics, you laugh. You think, haha. When you see it live action, the entire audience gasps. And that's when you know you've done the scene right. When a theater filled with people gasp at the same time. And it is just, I can't wait for you guys to see it. I really can't. Okay, we got Catherine Gear, Mr. Roboto. All right, I'm gonna cut this one short because I really need to go to bed, and I want to keep the video kind of short length. Yeah, we're good at a half an hour. That's pretty good. Thank you everybody for joining me. I do appreciate you being up so late. North American Vikinger, what's up? Proper respect. It's almost like you're not a mean, mad white man. I know. Am I ruining my reputation, North American Vikinger, by saying that a female character stole the show and she was great? She's the heart and soul of this thing, and her and Huey. So I'm buying in. I'm going to review every single episode on this channel. I'll probably do a review on the bigger channel once I can do spoilers. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we were. Damn, we hit 88,000 subscribers on the other channel today. So that's fantastic. So Game of Thrones video tomorrow. If you're a member of my Patreon, I got there's a nooner tomorrow on Patreon. Oh, and then tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be on World Class Bullshitters, and we're going to be talking, and it's going to be all-star panel. So you need to tune in for this. And not because of me. EVS is going to be there. Jeff from World Class Bullshitters. Was it maybe Mahler? Did I hear Mahler? And we're going to be talking to Bounding in the Comics. So Bounding in the Comics is going to speak, and they got banned on Facebook, and then it got brought back. But Bounding in the Comics is very important to the Phantom Menace. I don't want to. I got to tell you, I get a bunch of my news from these guys. They're fighters. They are persona non grata in entertainment media, just because They have a different slant. And I want to make it clear, I don't politically take sides, never have. Not really into it that much, but everybody within reason, within reason, should have a voice. Even if it's the most horrific voice in the world, they should have it. And we should be free to mock them if they're crazy idiots. And we can mock them. There's no better weapon, especially when you watch a satire like this. There's no better weapon in the world than mockery. Okay, mockery hits you in your soul, and it's basically like dousing a fire. So if you don't want things to burn up or burn out of control, and if you're mockery keeps that from happening. That's why comedy and satire are the philosophy of our age. We need this. It is very necessary to our society. So it is worth protecting. We are not, it goes way deeper than protecting, our mythology. It is truly important to our society for this stuff to continue as it does and be free to be whatever it wants to be, no matter how horrific, because that's what makes us free. And if we want to stay that way, we have to take the good with the bad. And that's kind of what The Boys is about. And honestly, when the bad gets too bad, life tends to take care of things. People tend to take care of things. What is the Phantom Menace is kind of like The Boys of the entertainment industry. It's a group of people who found each other randomly and who just had the common voice of enough. So on that one, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you, Dark Shamrock 57. I appreciate it. You guys inspire me every day. Link, what do you need to link to? What should I link to? Hurry up and tell me. I'll stay on. Christy, what do you want to link to? Monty Python. Monty Python, Catherine, is one of the most important things to my life. They are the Beatles of comedy. All sides should fight censorship. Mark Lazarth, and that's what's happening right here. That's what's happening right here. Is all sides are fighting. I have liberal, I have socialist, I have right wing, I have, and same with all of our friends at the other channels. We have a great mix. We have trans, we have gay. We're all here because we've had enough. I think we all have the value of kind of just let me be me. You can be you. Just don't tell me what to do. I won't tell you what to do, and then you don't tell me what to do. And we're cool as long as you're not hurting anybody. Do you. Damn it. But don't tell me what I should say and what I should like. And same goes for you guys. Leaked Pick Up a Card came out. I saw that showing a cadet's uniform consistent with TNG era. It's set in the 25th century, and they're not using the 25th century uniforms. What the hell are they doing? 25% different. Anthony Ock, thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. By the way, and just real quick before I go, Star Trek, I will be back on Star Trek like stink on pupe when Game of Thrones is over. So please, when it comes out, watch The Boys. It's worth, take the free trial at Amazon, even like wait after it drops, take the free trial and you can watch it. And if you like it, keep it or not. I'm not a corporate shill for Amazon Prime. Definitely buy the graphic novels. Go to your local comic book store and buy the graphic novels and enjoy them. You will love them. So everybody have a great night. And remember, here at Nerdrotic Live, we do not kneel.